So I like Kevin Hart, okay? I like Kevin Hart. I have always liked Kevin Hart. And because I've always liked Kevin Hart, I refuse to turn on Kevin Hart when the world did. Because y'all know Kevin Hart. Everybody used to love Kevin Hart. Everybody knew Kevin Hart was funny as around seriously funny, those stand-up days, even maybe like seriously funny, laugh at my pain, what now? That era of really appreciating Kevin Hart. And then Kevin Hart got very, 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 very famous and successful and stopped liking Kevin Hart. Now let me be fair, it's not just like, oh, he got so big and bigger than people expected, which he did. I think most people did not picture Kevin Hart having the career that he has now back in his soul playing days, right? I think that goes for sure. Or back when he was hosting, when I was in like primary school, it was like America's Best Rapper or some shit like that. I remember him hosting something like that. Anyway, my point is, even though I do believe that most people wouldn't have expected Kevin Hart to have the career that he's having, I don't think all the hate for Kevin Hart is motivated purely just on, oh, he's so big now, we hating on him. There's also a lot of commercial things he just started doing. People feel like he go for money and quantity over quality. They feel like him and the Rockets make the same movies a million times and lots of stuff. He's cheat on his wives, actually cheat on first and second. You know, they have their reasons why they don't like Kevin Hart. I hear you. But I like Kevin Hart. And because I like Kevin Hart, and I won't subscribe to the where people have come with, oh, he's overrated, he's not that funny and blah, blah, blah.
I think you're ugly. I think you're fat. I think you're stupid.
I don't agree with that. I think Kevin Hart is very funny. Now, do I watch all of Kevin Hart's? I don't think I've ever watched one movie with Kevin Hart and The Rock. I ain't into that neither. Do I think that Kevin Hart's most recent stand-ups were funny? No, not. But I don't think that's because he's not funny. I think that's because he's spread too thin. I think that's because normally stand-up comedians spend years on the road with material, like working a set before it becomes a special. Kevin Hart got big to the point where he ain't actually doing that no more. You putting out these specials back to back and you just following a formula, and that formula gets weaker and weaker every time, right? And it's not just him. Shit, Cat Williams' early stand-ups, The Pimp Chronicles, American Hustle, Laws. Right, yes, boom. Cat Williams, The Pimp Chronicles, American Hustle, and It's Pimpin' are quite literally some of the funniest stand-ups I've ever seen in my life. Meanwhile, Cat Williams' Great America, World War II, and he put out some other shit that I think woke folks something that's on trash, basura.
Electric chair.
Okay, so it's not just Kevin. Okay, it's not just because doing commercial, you know what I mean? Anyway, my point is that I understand that there's legitimate and good faith criticism to be made of Kevin Hart's like different moves, different projects, XYZ, but that's still my boy.
That's my boy. No, my boy! Father help!
And also his what was that? His series he had on Netflix with Wesley Snipes, that was good. If you ain't seen that, if you think Kevin Hart don't have no range, I feel like I wager you to watch that. But my point is, I like Kevin Hart. And because I like Kevin Hart, I just don't be rushing to get into what I just feel like kicking Kevin back in. So, for that reason, the roast. Oh, Lord. When the roast came out, I was in the Bahamas on vacation with my husband for his birthday. So, I didn't have no time to be watching the roast regardless. So, I missed it for that reason. And I didn't double back. Because, first of all, I would never in my life, like, nothing that Tony Hinchcliffe is at is for me. You see what I'm saying? And for me, I did not even want to see what Kevin doing, what is happening in Kevin's name that have the likes of these people like Tony Hinchcliffe there and have people upset and George Floyd name getting invoked. I didn't want to see it. I didn't watch it because I just knew. I knew that there was no way I was gonna watch that and not want to kick Kevin Hart back in. And I just, lipstick. I was like, I am avoiding this like the plague. I don't want to see this. I was trying to avoid it because let me tell you something. There's no excuse for even the little bit of clips and shit I see.
And you guys think you ate.
My point is I was trying to avoid it because I didn't want to have to kick Kevin back in. And then I saw Kevin go on the Breakfast Club to defend himself from the backlash and the controversy for the roast. And I miss and see that. And I do truly mean I miss and see that because I didn't want to see it because I did not want Kevin to force me to have to kick his back in. When I tell y'all, we could get to it. But when I tell you I was disgusted with the arrogance and it's inherent to not see the problem. Like in this instance, for Kevin to just be like, you know what, we can get to it, because listen, I say all of this to say, all of this is a preface for me saying, I avoided the roast, I never watched the roast, but I'm going to try, and emphasis on try. I am not guaranteeing y'all that I'm going to finish this whole thing. If this shit start raising my blood pressure and causing me get upset, I ain't finishing it. I ain't kill myself. Tony Hinchcliffe and them. But I am going to try to watch it for the first time, and y'all could get my what would they say? Get our live and honest reactions. We're watching it with you. Is that Disney Channel or Love and Hip Hop? Did I combine? I think I combined the Disney Channel. You know, I combined that with what they say on Love and Hip Hop before the Check Yourself clip.
You're watching Love and Hip Hop Miami?
Check yourself. We're watching it with you.
See, just y'all know I watch Foolishness, and cause I feel like this is such a deep cut. I referencing the Love and Hip Hop Check Yourselves, which is a segment they used to do on VH1 website where they would have them like watching and reacting to the cast members of Love and Hip Hop watching and reacting to the scenes for the first time. That was my shit. I think I just combined those. Okay, duality, Disney and Love and Hip Hop. Me.
I can really use a wish right now.
Anyway, let's try watch this up roast. Let's try. Kevin Hart roast. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. The roast of Kevin Hart. Let's see this.
It's the roast of Kevin Hart. Welcome the roundest thing on tires, Shane Gillis.
I know love Shane Gillis. I don't watch these people, like these people that are loosely associated with the Joe Rogan universe, right? I don't watch them organically. I watch like a bunch of YouTubers who like make a lot of videos. There's a whole like ecosphere of YouTubers dedicated to making content about like Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis, Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub's, I always forget that name. What he named? I don't, Brendan Schaub's low co-host on the Fight In the Kid. He's the other one, the kid. Brian Cowles, Brian something. He's a weirdo. He's a creep. Him, Tony Hinchcliffe, wicked, unfunny ass. Rat! Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. And let me just say this. Look here, I know y'all is going to kick Tom Segura back in. Like, have come to, it's a whole thing in that ecosphere. They hate Tom. They hate all of them. They hate all of them. It's a whole thing. And they really is be kicking Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer ass in. And I'm like, listen. The rest of them, Tony, Brendan Schaub, all of them, or whatever, go kick all they back in, talentless hacks, whatever. But Tom Segura is funny, and y'all ain't gonna tell me no different. I'm like, not only is Tom Segura funny, but I've watched so many video essays. This is such a side tangent, but I've watched so many videos on YouTube about people mad because Tom Segura, their whole argument is that Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer have changed. Like, after blowing up and getting popular and famous in their podcast, Two Bears, One Cave, start doing well and they start making money, they just be talking bad to people. They really self-absorbed. Like, Bert Kreischer is be interesting because they don't like Tom because they feel like Tom has come off full of himself and he think he better than them and he's be calling them the poor and all kind of stuff. And like, not only is that shit hilarious to me, but like Tom never ever presented like he was trying to be a nice. Like, it's so funny to me how when people's perception of you change, like, oh, they make bread now, and so now what you will accept from them and how you perceive their personality and how they act is different. Because I have seen all the Tom Segura's, like, older stand-ups. So before I even realized I didn't even know he was friends with Joe Rogan and them and all of this, but I've been watching Tom Segura stand-ups when I was in, like, Mussy Law School, and Tom has never come across like he's a nice way. Tom has always come off like a funny jerk, like a little bit of a douchebag, and I like that. I like Tom. Y'all ain't gonna turn me against Tom. Tom is at me weak when he read, like, they hate comments, and he's be like, oh, but you're poor. I know that's not funny. I know that's not supposed to be funny because I'm a leftist, but that's what makes it funny. Whatever. I like Tom. Y'all like a turn me against Tom Segura. But anyway, I said all that to say, I know that whole space, like, they just kick everybody back in except Shane Gillis. They love Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is very well loved. Career went very well. What I know about Shane Gillis is that he had got a job on SNL that he immediately got fired from for saying racist things about Asian people. He made some racist Asian joke on Twitter, but then he ended up going on to have a big career. Also being like Joe Rogan's like biggest guest. Like all these how Shane Gillis gets like mentioned in this ecosphere is that all these different dudes got very popular from their Joe Rogan experience appearances, like at the height of Joe Rogan. And so Shane Gillis went on to like have his own stuff and apparently have his own like shows, podcasts, and all this stuff that's very, very successful now. And also Shane has a tendency to, despite the fact that Shane originally kind of appeared in mainstream consciousness with the controversy around making that racist Asian joke that he refused to apologize for and stood on, and he seems to be friends with nothing but problematic racist Trump supporters and misogynists and shit like the likes of Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe and Andrew Schultz and all these people, he seemingly isn't like them, because he will, like, you know, there's clips of it, I'm sure we can include them here, where he's like called out Andrew Schultz and them for like making inappropriate jokes about people with Down syndrome or little people or something like that. I think it was people with Down syndrome.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
Wait a minute.
let's bring it up and mock them. That's fucked up, dude.
He's like called out a lot of their like prejudice stuff, like even after this roast, like while Tony Hinchcliffe and all the other racists double down and triple down or whatever, he was like, no, I didn't think that shit was funny. He wouldn't like stand by it. And so people like him and they tend to give him a lot of credit. Me personally, no. Not like, I don't dislike him. I don't have any like I said, I only know of him.
Does she seem cool?
So I don't have any personal feeling about him. But as a general rule, I don't really, if all of a dude's friends are racist, misogynistic Trump supporters, I have a hard time feeling like, yeah, you're so different. Cause like all your homies is like that, but you're just not. You're not that guy. But all your brethrens is that. Like one or two, like treat, like I think you can be friends with people with problematic views or different views, and you disagree with them, and y'all have like, depending on what kind of relationship you have, especially in the professional creator ecosphere of comedy and all of this or whatever. So I hold space for that. One or two. But all your can't be like this. All your can't be like this. All your boys can. Tony Hinchcliffe and them are white supremacists. But anyway, let's proceed, yeah? But it's already crazy to me that we going from the Roots to now Shane Gillis, and I'm sure it's just going worse. We going to Tony Hinchcliffe and people soon, but Shane seems fine. Let's proceed.
Welcome to the roast of Kevin Hart, where we're here to celebrate a guy we used to like in a city that was once important. Kevin will be out in a minute. I'm sure he's backstage fucking shadowboxing or doing a group prayer or whatever the fuck he does. I'm your extremely white host, Shane Gillis. White host. Big applause. All right. I'd just like to thank Netflix for choosing me to host this celebration of black excellence. Look, I'm not saying there's a lot of black people here tonight, but backstage, a production assistant asked me what color drank I want in my...
I ain't complaining, because I know it's only going to get worse from here. And I don't think he's like, let me be clear, he's doing a good job with the teleprompter. Like, these are landing. Shane comes off likable. I don't have nothing negative against the young man. But oh my God, is there nothing we can talk about already off the top? We didn't start. It's black, 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 white, 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 white. Remember Kevin's black? I'm white. We're going to keep doing that. Black, black, black people. And it's like, damn. It's like soon as a come in the room, it's like, oh, jokes.
Chose purple.
Purple drank, like this made me think of all the horrible clips I've seen of Tony Hinchcliffe stand up. Because like I tell y'all, like I watch the entire ecosphere dedicated to shitting on them. And his stand-up is literally just him walking around saying racist shit. Like literally no jokes, no funny, no nothing, like literally horrible. And I'm saying that not because like, oh, it's racist. It's horrible. Like if it was racist and funny, I would tell you, wow, like that was really racist and funny. You know what I mean? Like bringing down the house. Racist and funny. It's like, what? Like purple drank? Like that's all we got now. It's like purple drank, chicken, watermelon. That's it? 2026 purple drank? Like y'all don't even, I think what about it is it's lazy. Like when I think of the kind of observationalist comedians of my youth, look at me old bitch, eh? When I think of like even, and I know don't like him now. I could give an example like Chris Rock, who people also don't like now, I guess, but you know, whatever, we ain't getting into that. Or what I was to say, but somebody, let me give a white example. Instead of going with a Chris Rock or something, let me give them a white example for the argument I make him. Think of Dane Cook in his prime. I know y'all don't like him now, all right? Because him and his young wife, just don't worry about him and his child bride right now. Dane Cook. When I was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
Y'all know that part in Lion King 1.5? Motherfucker, I have to take my Adderall. When he was a young warthog.
When he was a young warthog.
I gotta find that clip, Aaron. Oh my God. Dane Cook comedy special, Vicious Circle. First of all, excellent. Say what they want about Dane Cook. That shit was excellent. But what made it so good and so funny is that so much of it is this observationalist comedy style of like watching people, knowing people, understanding how people like operate, how people go to cry, how people go to have their arguments, how people, you know, and how funny he would make taking these real things about how people like live their life that you're not thinking about. Like Dane Cook makes a whole bit of how a motherfucker sneeze and then don't actually cover their mouth or say anything, right? Or how, like, he makes these jokes out of like how you go to cry, like how you cry, how you're crying to yourself when you think you're in private versus your phone ringing, it's your parent, and how you try to like stifle that cry. Like so much, the entire special is him taking just regular everyday shit and making it hilarious because we all realize like, oh shit, we do that, but that's not the kind of thing you would typically think to talk about aloud. But once you say it, it's like, here's this common experience. I said it to say, they not even like observing, like if you're gonna be racist, at least observe in the wild for real. Like it really make me feel like you really be in business watching and studying us and go get something. And that's the problem because they're just racist. They can't, like, when you think of like a Gary Owen, who was also somebody who was falling out of grace in my personal books because of how Gary did his ex-wife of a long time, his black wife. I don't, but nonetheless, I also grew up watching Gary Owen too. The difference between a Gary Owen stand-up and this Tony Hinchcliffe and these people is that even though Gary is doing nothing but talking about black people, he is talking about black people from the perspective of being inside of the black community, actually being in community with black people. You go to a black church, you have black children, you have a black wife, you live a life. So he's actually making observations that are real, not just racist stereotypes he's heard in passing a million times. And that's the problem. Like Tony Hinchcliffe and them, it's like what is this, 93? Like, purple drank. Y'all talking about purple drink. Tony Hinchcliffe was in this thing talking about, oh, black people really like chicken. Chicken?
And you guys think you ate.
Purple drank? That's what y'all got? It's like, to me, why do you even want to make, and that's the racism of it all. Because let me put it to you this way. I would not make, if I were going to try to give y'all my best material, I was trying to go be funny, I wouldn't start talking about Chinese people because I don't know shit about Chinese people. I don't be in community with Chinese people. I don't got nothing funny to say about them. That puts me at a disadvantage because I do not have much material to pick from. So I wouldn't choose to do that. So it doesn't make any sense that they choose to do that, except the bleeding desire, and I'm not talking about Shane Gillis, I'm talking about Tony and them, but the bleeding desire to talk about it's just, I want to say this racist shit so bad. That's all it is. They're literally just walking around saying racist shit. But let's proceed. Let me stop here because I literally ain't made it 2 seconds into this damn roast.
I'm gonna be setting the tone.
Yeah! We about to roast you.
I didn't know that shit was performing.
Doing it my way, kid, my way, kid.
Oh, wait. What is this now? Oh, Kevin finally came out.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna need you to have a seat because we're gonna talk about your worst. Said I watched you last stand up and not a single funny part. I really hope you work it out. But the soul that left the plane. No matter the script, every role you take, it feels the same. Tell me why I should stay in this fake friendship. Cause we ain't laughing, Kevin. But they know the first show had to do a roast. Cause them jokes ain't cracking like they used to. Look at what money does to you.
Like, this is funny because it's true. You see what I'm saying? Like, Usher is singing in this song. Everything that I said at the beginning were good faith criticisms of Kevin's career in recent years. Like, that's funny because that's true.
On with them baby slacks and baby shoes.
You son of a bitch.
Loser.
You got some fucking balls on you, Usher.
Well, hey, this
You got
is
some fucking balls.
Okay.
Come on, man, that's it. Cherries the fuck out my face.
Oh my
Get them
God.
fucking cherries out my
Is this shit 2 hours and 45 minutes? Do they think this is the color purple?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Y'all know your girl has merch, right? That's right. The Allure Naughtyverse has merch, so you can rep your favorite channel. Whether you're an Allure Naughty pop girl like myself, an Olay and chill enthusiast like my baby sister, an Olay and friend stan like all my friends, somebody who likes to scream with me on Allure Naughty Bites, or somebody who locks in for a 2-hour Allure Naughty production, we've got something for you. We've got mugs, shirts, and hats. It's all very cute because Cartoon Me is adorable. Shout out to Toonrific Tariq for being the man behind her. And to my pop watchers in particular, please know that you wore me down and I finally gave y'all the Shoot Me With Your Big Gun merch that y'all kept begging for. Look how cute your Shoot Me With Your Big Gun merch is. Oh my God. To to be an Illuminati pop girly. But I genuinely love my merch. Not just because it's mine, but because I ordered everything myself before showing it to y'all so I could make sure the quality was good, because I could not have y'all spending y'all hard-earned money on garbage, which is why I'm pleased to report that I have a cupboard full of the most beautiful glossy mugs and a drawer full of the comfiest Illuminati shirts. So if you've ever wanted to support the channel or rep your favorite corner of the Illuminati verse, or just walk around with my cartoon face on your chest like a true fan, check out the merch store linked in the description below, or go to illuminati-shop.fourthwall.com to make sure you get your Illuminati merch. Again, that's illuminati-shop.fourthwall.com, or click the link in the description below, or use the QR code on screen to run me your money today. Now let's get back to the video. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get upset. Okay, no. Let's go ahead. We gotta have to fast forward this shit. Okay, Tom Brady. Who wanna hear this shit? Who chose this guest lineup? Like, who's Kevin's friends?
That's right, Los Angeles.
Jesus, do you ever shut the fuck up? Or have you just been here screaming into that mic the last 2 years waiting for daddy to come home? Well, unlike your real dad, I actually showed up.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
Now, I've heard Kevin talk about his daddy quite a bit, and he may have been a crackhead. Umar wouldn't let him come past the stoop, but he was around, no? Like, what you mean? It's like, I feel like I could be so like drained if I have to listen to just a bunch of generic, like they're not even like personalizing these jokes to Kevin. Like, they ain't customizing these. It's literally just, oh, you black? You must ain't got no daddy. You black, or you like grape drink?
And I brought you a jersey.
Oh my god, I gotta speed this up. I can't live like this. 1.5.
That's newborn size. Does that fit you? Fucking hobbit. I do have a few words for you before I return to my affairs in Las Vegas. Oh, wait. I'm talking about affairs in Las Vegas. Was that off? Not supposed to talk about affairs in Vegas? Time to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You had that podium. Those were your words, Kevin. Who's squirming that little high chair now, bitch?
Y'all don't feel like there's a lot of white people for Kevin Hart roast in Philadelphia? Like, what the is this? Like, who arranged this? Joe Rogan and them? Like, Bert Kreischer, Shane Gillis hosting, Tony Hinchcliffe, Tom Brady, like... Where the Plastic Cup Boys? Where the Real Husbands of Hollywood? They got Nelly here? Robin? Like, if we gonna have all these white people, is Robin Thicke here? Like, that's the only white person that I expect to see at a Kevin Hart thing. What is this, man? This guest list, like, you know, let me don't say, actually, let me hush my mouth. Because I can't stand when watch Olay and Friends and be like, why isn't such and such there with such and such? I mean, you don't know who the my friends is. You don't know me. You don't know who I want to talk to. You can't choose my friends based on what it look like to you, who you like online and whatever the So you know what? Let me not tell Kevin Hart who his friends are. Maybe Kevin Hart just happens all his best friends are the right-wing Joe Rogan comedy space and retired football players who don't lose their wife. I guess that's it. I don't know him. He is his friends. He must have picked them.
I won 7 Super Bowls.
Who cares? It's damn funny.
Kevin has been in 2 ride-along movies. I've won 5 Super Bowl MVP awards. Kevin, you're the 3rd most famous person in Jumanji. I guess it wouldn't be a Kevin Hart project if it wasn't a shitty sequel. You got Cheryl Underwood, Big J. Ogerson, Naeem Lynn? Who the fuck are these people? And how did they get here? I thought they shut down Spirit Airlines. And what happened to Nikki Glaser? She looks like shit. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Chelsea. Oh, Draymond Green is here. For now.
Why they booing Draymond? Why they booing Draymond? You don't like Draymond? What's their problem? Also, Chelsea Handler looks great. Love her there. I like Chelsea Handler. This shit's so boring. I can't listen to no more Tom Brady. Let me move on. Like, who else? I can't listen to the whole thing. Oh, did Shane have a whole little bit here? Okay, let's try.
A lot of arrogant people here. Now, Kevin, if you're thinking this is just going to be a bunch of jokes about you being short and annoying, that's true. But we're also going to be talking about how you're a shitty comedian, a star fucker, and an absentee father.
An absentee father? Kevin, an absentee father? An absentee father? I've been, what? Heaven and Hendrix and the 2 children he got with, oh my God, what his wife name? Aniko? Amiko? Yeah, Aniko. I think that's her name. Anyway, his second wife. Is this all his children? We know, what? Kevin Hart is a super present dad. We know his children. We literally, from time, like an absentee father. Like, what about that funny? And again, it's not because I'm like offended. It's not because like the black person in me is like, oh my God, because it's like, oh, so you being so racist. It's also like not funny because it isn't like based in anything. It's literally just you saying just generic racist shit. Like if he said that to Future, I wouldn't have no problem. If he said that to Nick Cannon, no problem. Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart? Okay. Even women who don't like Kevin Hart no more don't say Kevin Hart is a bad daddy.
You're a whore, Kevin. Speaking of whores, hey, Chelsea. We have Chelsea Handler, middle name Penis. Penis Handler. That's gonna catch on. All right, fuck you guys. That was my best one.
This what they paying the big bucks? Like, these feel like these like 7th grade little boys, man. Chelsea looks like shit. Oh, there's a woman sitting on stage. Let's say she look bad. Let's say her middle name is Penis because her last name is Handler. See?
That is misogyny.
Penis Handler.
If you guys upgrade your account from standard to premium, Chelsea turns into a male comedian. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. If that was offensive, I'm fucked. All right. Jay's the only guy in the Epstein files for actual pizza. I don't know if you can see it, but he paints his fingernails, which, you know, that's kind of weird, huh? It's like a 50-year-old emo goth comedian. You guys ready for crowd work? Yeah. Anyway, Big J gets a new manicure every week because apparently fat girl pussy juice dissolves nail polish.
Am I tripping or isn't the roast supposed to be about Kevin? Or I make that up? They just name it that. Why they just talking about everybody in random shit?
Fat girl pussy, Jesus Christ. Oh, this is going to go so bad. I know what's going to happen. I know how bad this is. All right, fuck it. My friend Tony Hinchcliffe is here. Give it up for Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe looks like he burns things in his living room and waits for the firefighters to come rescue him. When they asked Tony if he wanted to roast Kevin Hart, he got so excited he spit all the cum out of his mouth. Tony Hinchcliffe is the only guy that goes to Trump rallies just so he can dance to the Village People.
I think like this is the thing that annoys me about Kevin, right? I understand, and I'm not even gonna like give a capitalism lecture or something and say that ain't supposed to make their bread or they supposed to put up a fight everywhere or whatever. Like, this isn't his production. He's not like responsible for who's there or whatever have you or whatever the like he getting his bread, whatever, he doing his job. His job is to be there and to be a good sport and to laugh and to seem entertained or whatever. So like, cool. But my thing is this, I have less of a problem, at least not so far, with Kevin being like, you know, seeming dead into it and acting like a dead funny here or whatever, because like that's what he being paid to do here. But it's like, if it's me, if I get paid to do a thing and I get to witness a bunch of white people, a bunch of white unfunny comedians saying unfunny shit mixed with racist shit and misogynistic shit, and say I have to like seem like a good sport, they're like First of all, I would even doubt that I don't make sure that I give some kind of subtle things that all black people can pick up immediately to know I ain't entertained by this nonsense. But if I do have to perform, like while I'm there, like I good with it, you will never see me bring it up again to cape for it. Like if Kevin, like this is the problem. It's one thing if Kevin is your job, you get paid there to be a good sport or whatever, and to go laugh shoot or whatever. But it's the fact that after all the black people who didn't get a check for this bullshit see it and comment on it and have a problem with it, then you want to like go out of your way to not just like, it would be different if Kevin Hart left it at why the y'all on my neck when these people said it, which are the ones who said the up shit, which I think is a problematic response anyway, because your response to anti-blackness, to co-signing and laughing and cucking at anti-blackness can't just be, I didn't say the anti-blackness, I just was laughing. I don't think that's a good response either. If he was to say that and just laugh it there, okay. But he like wants you to feel like, oh, they ain't doing nothing wrong, they doing their job, and what's the problem, and this is to this, and da-da-da, like you don't see, it's just jokes, and it's just this, I'm like, oh, so you're a and I think that's my problem is like Kevin Hart comes across to me like, okay, he's want to get his money, he want to get paid, he want to get his check. That is what he's concerned for, money first. And that's one thing. But it's one thing to want to get your money, and it's another thing. It's a thin line between it and being a you see what I'm saying? Because even if I wanted to get my check, that ain't gonna make me not privately think that this is some bullshit. Let alone you know, oh, that's a joke, that's whatever. Anyway, let me just click play on this garbage. I've been to Tony's apartment in Austin. He literally has thrones. For real, he sits in, Tony has a throne overlooking Austin. Austin is a 19-year-old twink who lives across the street and works out without a shirt on. Cheryl Underwood is here. Give it up for Cheryl. Cheryl's a lifelong Republican, and she's actually thinking about getting into politics. She's running for a seat in the Big Mama's House of Representatives. Cheryl's husband killed himself. Apparently, black does crack if it's married to Cheryl and jumps off a fucking roof. I do it for the back. So what's the joke? Oh, Big Mama's house. So she fat and black. Is that what you're saying? And her husband killed himself. Big kyak. Look at the white supremacist next door. Head, cock back laughing. Ah! Black death! Ah! Black man died! Ah! And I seen Cheryl make some statements about this too after the fact, like, oh, they let her know beforehand that they was gonna make these kinds of jokes and they was gonna talk about her husband's suicide and stuff. And like, she can't do nothing. She's a comedian. She's whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, personally, we all have to decide where we draw the line on what kind of shucking and jiving we'll do. And I just know that my line is drawn way before I let white supremacists crack joke on your dead husband. On girl, what the anyway, let me click play up. And again, it's not funny. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you know what's a really funny? Like, you know, these comedians act like they think that they're doing what Patrice O'Neal was doing. Y'all want to watch a funny stand-up if you've never seen it? Watch Elephant in the Room by Patrice O'Neal. If you want to see somebody who's edgy, who's saying like not politically correct things, who's whatever, and who's being funny as go watch Elephant in the Room by Patrice O'Neal. Lord.
Fuck all these people down here. Why would you put rich pussies down here? Look at these animals up here. Yeah. Regina Hall is here. I think her, yeah. Wherever the fuck she is. Hey, Regina, how are you? Her husband's doing well, so we're just going to move on from that. Naeem Lynn is here. He's one of Kevin's best friends, openers, and writers. Give it up for him.
Regina Hall is here. Her husband's doing well, so we're just going to move on from that. You see what I'm saying? Like, they ain't even like thinking about these jokes. It's like, Regina Hall don't have no husband. I'm pretty confident. I don't have to check this to know. I'm black. I'm a black woman who's 32 years old, which means that I happen to have an encyclopedic knowledge of whether or not Regina Hall, Sanaa Lathan, or Nia Long are married. And I happen to know that those three gorgeous bitches are not. I know that. Why this with a teleprompter in front of him and a cast and a whole team that wrote him a script that they put on a teleprompter, ain't even looked that up. Regina Hall, husband. Yep. What I thought doesn't exist. So like, you see how that ain't funny? Her husband's doing well, so we'll move on from that joke. Ain't that something? Y'all don't know whether or not Regina Hall is married. They made jokes that Cheryl Underwood, like, who the is she? Who the fuck? Who the knows who that is? Yo, so Cheryl Underwood is simultaneously nobody and also somebody whose husband's suicide y'all happen to be privy to. Ain't that something? Who the is she? We don't know her, but we also know about our husband's suicide, so we could turn it into something for laughs.
Naeem's a really good writer. They worked, him and Kevin worked together on the roast of Tom Brady, where Naeem came up with such classics like, that was crazy, and oh, hell no, and everyone's favorite, damn, she went there? Guy's a fucking genius. Pete Davidson's here. Give it up for Pete. Pete Davidson, a.k.a. Waiter Dracula. I want to talk at comedy. He recently got all of his tattoos removed, so now you actually have to talk to him to find out he's a complete fucking idiot. That's all I got, dude. Draymond Green is here. Give it up for Draymond.
Do you feel like the white people jokes are so regular? The white people jokes be like about them, like jokes about them, and like the black people jokes be jokes about black people and death.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, fucking boo. With a name like Draymond Green, he only had a few options in life: pro athlete, pimp in a documentary, or wealthy cartoon duck.
I can't put up with this shit no more. Let me just go find Tony Hinchcliffe shit and just go listen. Oh, let me see my girl Chelsea Handler, because that's my bitch. I love her. I was actually just watching Chelsea's like house tour on Architectural Digest the other night. So good.
Have the best tits on this day as tonight. When I first saw you tonight, I thought, oh my God, is that Drewski in whiteface? Shane, I feel like I could be your mother. Mostly because you look like you have fetal alcohol syndrome. I just want to clarify, I'm rich, I'm famous, and I'm hot. Obviously, I'm going to be fucking a lot of guys, okay? I'm just glad that my whore elevator never stopped on any of your fucking floors. And Shane, just so you know, Judaism and Zionism are two different things. Kind of like how Chinatown and Koreatown are two different things, but your favorite slur works in both places. Shane has been accused of being anti-Asian, which is ironic, considering he has the complexion and physique of a steamed dumpling.
You see what I'm saying? Like actual jokes that are actually about these people and their real life controversies and shit.
Word on the street is that Shane's a lazy lover, and the only way to get him to go down on a woman is to put pussy on the buffet at Golden Corral. The first time I met Kevin was almost 20 years ago, and I remember thinking, what is 50 Cent's dick doing walking around all by itself? A lot of people think Kevin was discovered during one of the Rock's colonoscopies. But that's not true. I was actually one of the very first people that gave Kevin a platform for his comedy when I gave him a weekly spot on Chelsea Lately. And I had no idea when I did this that we would be subjected to 3 Jumanjis, 2 ride-alongs, 2 diehards, endless amounts of heart-to-hearts, and whatever Make-A-Wish situation you have going on with the plastic fucking cup boys. So first,
see? That's what I say when it comes to plastic cup boys. Yes, like make real references to these people. Like that's all we asking, man.
I'm here to apologize. And second, I'm here to do something we don't see white people do enough of in Hollywood. Take credit for a black person's career.
Okay, I so bored of this shit. Wait, who's that? Somebody bitch Lizzo? Man, I keep wanting to wrap this up and now they get me. Lizzo, I gotta see this now.
Here to honor Kevin's stand-ins and body doubles, please welcome Lizzo.
Give it up for my niggas, y'all. We worked really hard on that. So this is how you're able to make 5 shitty movies at the same time. This is against union rules, you know. They're gonna kick you out the Lollipop Guild. I was promised real celebrities. Where are all your friends from the Diddy Files? You know all of them. Y'all like my outfit?
Yes, yes. Little break, Lizzo.
I found it in Tony Hinchcliffe's closet. Right next to Tony Hinchcliffe. Actually heard that Tony's a fan of my music. But the lyric is blame it on the juice, not blame it on the Jews. What the fuck is wrong with you? Me and Tony actually have something in common. I played James Madison's crystal flute, and he played Donald Trump's skin flute.
You do be on Donald Trump dick.
Chelsea, a flute is something you wrap your lips around that won't leave you after you blow it. Just want you to know that.
This shit not funny. I honestly, this really killing me. Let me just get to the. Let me just go to Tony Hinchcliffe so we can hear the up part that everybody is outraged about. So we could. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, it's killing me. Like I so bored. Oh my god.
Taylor, everybody, that was amazing. This roast is so ghetto. I thought I heard a fire alarm chirp at one point during her set. One more time for Shane Gillis. He looks like the type of slave owner that you can trick into buying Kevin Hart. If Kevin was a slave, his song would be, "Let my people grow." Kevin Hart is trying to fill Tom Brady's shoes. A lot of extra space. That's like Pete Davidson's dick trying to fill Kim Kardashian's vagina. Indeed, the closest Pete has come to greatness is when his dick rubbed up against some of Kanye's old cum. Nobody can name a joke or a sketch you've ever done, Pete. If your father could see how you turned out, he'd be rolling in his rubble. Regina Hall is here. She was in a hit movie, One Battle After Another, which is how Lizzo describes stairs. We knew Chelsea Handler would be available today because it's Mother's Day. Chelsea is a Jew. That's why she's here. That's also the best thing about her. She once dated 50 Cent, not the first time a Jew bent over for 50 Cent. Chelsea, why so serious?
Yeah, right.
She looks like a fucking Joker, people. She's aging like a vegetable in Lizzo's fridge. Yeah, and she fucking sucks and always has, by the way. Her whole act is just talking about how it's stupid to have kids. We get it, your ovaries are busted. That's like if Kevin's whole act was about how roller coasters aren't that cool anyway. But seriously, Chelsea actually had her eggs frozen, not on purpose. They're just inside of a cold, frigid bitch. I call her Sterile Underwood. Cheryl Underwood, more like under a rock. Who even is this bitch? You look like a great Laffy Taffy that went through the dryer. How have you been sitting next to me and playing drums the whole night? That hair, the purple, you look like your own pussy.
This literally feel like I getting hit over the head with a bat back to back to back, just one. Like, oh my god, this is so ass. Like, this is the thing. Like, beyond the fact that like it's prejudice and bigoted, and it's so boring. It's so boring.
Called The Talk for 13 years. If you never saw it, here's what you missed. No, hold on, let me, no, let me talk. Her husband committed suicide 3 years into their marriage. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours and I have to ask, how did he last that long? Draymond Green is a naughty guy. He has paid $4 million in fines. Did you name your daughter Cash because you plan on losing her anyway?
I must say, he has benefited greatly by the fact that I have this sped up 2 times, like on 2.0. So like, it's making his shit seem like it's landing way better because like it's moving so much faster because I'm speeding it up. So you don't have to hear this like hobbling through this bullshit. Because I have it sped up, it's making it seem like he had these jokes back to back to back, you know? Ciao.
Amazing. She won't even have to change her name when she gets hired at the strip club. Jeff Ross is here looking like the ghost of strawberry cheesecake. Jeff Ross beat cancer this year. My good friend beat cancer. But you know cancer is out there. Cancer's out there somewhere talking to its friends.
I want you to know at this point, I'm now ordering my dinner. I'm over this. Like, I really don't even have the energy. Like, I really just need to get to what this to say. Fuck, this shit feel like I'm being waterboarded, babe. I feel like I at Guantanamo.
Jeff is so Jewish that when the hospital gave him his bill, he's like, can you put some of the cancer back in? Kevin Hart, ladies and gentlemen. He was born 9 months after his father spit a watermelon seed into his mother's vagina.
Boo, tomato.
It was only a matter of time, right? Purple drank. So surely, I tell y'all, watermelon and chicken wasn't far behind.
I did that. And then he was born 9 pounds, 7 ounces, and he remains the same today. Kevin is so small, people call him the lowercase N-word. He was raised by a single mother and a stepladder. And to make matters worse, his inner child is taller than him. But look at him now. Oh, you're not wearing a chain. I was gonna say nice chain, Kevin. It would make a great bracelet for a normal-sized black man. But you didn't wear the normal chain that you wear to overcompensate for how small you are. Kevin has so few black friends that he started a vegan fast food chain and nobody stopped him. Kevin, in a town full of successful pedophiles, it's great to know that you are not one. But in fairness, if you ever tried, any fuckable 10-year-old would beat the living shit out of you. His audience is so ghetto that his merch table has more gunfire than Charlie Kurtz. Kevin, if you're here, who
His audience is so ghetto that his merch table has, mind you, there's a Kevin Hart, like, his audience is so ghetto, like, because he's black, so black people are fans of him, so black people. I ain't even no point in me pointing it out. Y'all hear it. It's not the kind of racism you gotta parse through. Let's just keep it pushing.
Who's holding P. Diddy's pocket in jail? Kevin has been so far up The Rock's ass that he can actually smell what he's been cooking. The Rock played Black Adam. Kevin is the size of a black atom. He's won 2 Grammys. At least that's what the scale says when he stands on it. 2 Grammys. Lizzo has 8. Everything that's ever been put in front of her. But Lizzo, you look great. You really do. People describing you no longer have to say the word really before saying the word fat. She loves gluten as much as she loves gluten. You know, Kevin, they told me not to mention your kids on this roast, but I must say, you did good. They've gotten so big, they now buckle Kevin up in the car seat. It's true he lost his gig hosting the Academy Awards because of some homophobic tweets, but you'd be homophobic too if you were eye level with everyone's cock. He got into a fist fight on a private plane, proof that no matter how much money black people have, they're still just gonna act like ninjas.
What is your head cocked back about, Kev? It is so crazy because I was just saying, what was the Kevin Hart show? He had a show on Netflix. True Story, the mini-series that he had with Wesley Snipes on Netflix, which was so good, that I referenced earlier at the beginning. The irony of, in that, Kevin Hart is like playing, I don't think he's not himself in it. He's a character like himself. But his character like reacts is so like, you know, offended when a white guy that's not half as racist and inappropriate as Tony Hinchcliffe on the plane like tries to say like to him or something like that, like acting like we cool. Comparing and contrasting Kevin Hart, like fictional characters, reaction to this white guy saying whatever to the real Kevin Hart, head cocked back laughing as this man's whole joke is like ninjas instead of saying like, what's funny about that? What's funny about this white man like playing like he was saying he done say a bunch of racist shit about black people and he was about to finish it off with oh ha 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 ha. I get that shit that's killing me. Kevin, I'm disgusted, man.
Disgusted? I'm revolted. I dedicate my entire life to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and this is the thanks I get.
I'm mad. Like, I want y'all to know if I don't kick Kevin back in the way he need to get his back kicked in and then it ain't because I don't want to. It's because I'm so tired. This has been killing. This so boring and long. Like I over it, but I feel exhausted. Like I done buy my dinner and ready to hit stop and go lay down, take the wig off my head and all. Like so over this. Like, I don't even have the energy to go listen to him try to defend this bullshit on The Breakfast Club and to break down how wrong and why he's so wrong. Because this is just, all of this is just disgusting, man. There's so much.
And like Bill Cosby, women don't know when Kevin is inside of them. You've done good though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you right now. George Floyd is looking up at us all laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin. God bless this room. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much.
Of course, we imply, like, because, like, the joke is there is that George Floyd, the black man that was murdered by the police, that he's the actual, like, he's in hell. Because why? Because he had a drug addiction, because he had a rap sheet for petty crimes. That's the joke, is that George Floyd, who was murdered, is actually in hell. And that the black community, the reflection of the black community is George Floyd, who is, what this joke is implying, a bad person who was in hell after being murdered by the police. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Okay, we finally heard it. Now let's hear Kevin defend this bullshit on The Breakfast Club so I could go about my business, yeah? I ain't putting myself through no more of that. Let's listen to Kevin defend himself.
Are we still talking about the Kevin Hart roast?
Still?
Yes.
Still to this day.
Kevin Hart yesterday posted a clip from our interview talking about what he did and did not approve to take place at the roast as far as the jokes. Let's take a listen.
Cheryl said, well, Kevin, I don't know. They're saying that I can't say this. I said, who's saying? Sure, you're going to do whatever the you want. That's why you're here.
They also said that you saw the jokes beforehand.
Why am I reading jokes beforehand?
I don't
so I can not laugh, so I can be in the chair.
Because you're in charge.
Yeah, you're in charge, so people think that everything falls back on you.
You're not acting as a know wall and do wall at the top. Comedians, I need to see everything y'all doing before y'all. That's not what comics do. Like, you're taking away the fun of the roast. No, I didn't see nobody's jokes.
Yeah, so he captioned this by saying that people no longer care about the truth, and we are living.
Kevin can shut the up, y'all. Let's watch the full loop.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. Our audience, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. That's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, That's what they do.
Because they're racist, Kevin.
Not to be racist or anything.
It being on the table. It's always on the table to be racist. It's why are you choosing to pick that up off the table? Why do you want to be racist? That's not, it's like Kevin like intentionally acting like you don't understand the point. Are you ready to slap him in the head? Yeah?
It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new. It's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe. I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
Because he's a racist. He's a white supremacist. That's why it's Tony Hinchcliffe. Like, what do we expect from Tony Hinchcliffe? You're right. I don't expect any different from Tony Hinchcliffe. Why is that who you have at your shit? Why is that what you like? If I know if a comedian is the type of person that I expect racism and white supremacy from, why is that somebody that I have at my shit? Why is that who I laughing with my head cocked back at? What is this, man?
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't know if words.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there. I hate to say this, but I'm going to because we're being honest. People are talking about that joke. Talk about the set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets. Between Tony and Cheryl, Naeem had a really strong set.
Had a very strong set. I was laughing out loud at Tony until that. But not even just that joke. I don't like when people joke about violent, tragic death. I like Pete said, and I was like, why you have to say
I mean,
about Charlie
Pete had a great set too. Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke in it. Like, would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told? Yes. Like, I'm not looking at Pete crazy. I'm not looking at Tony crazy. Like,
yeah, Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke. Charlie Kirk is a white supremacist who was killed by the fanboys of one of several white supremacists. Why would you even compare Pete Davidson making jokes about a white supremacist to a white supremacist making joke about a black man who was murdered by the police? Why are those things comparable in your brain, Kevin? Man, fuck me.
I know what you're going to do. I know your style of comedy.
Did you see the interview that I did with Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother?
No.
So he said
no shot to you.
No, that's
I'm never watching it.
That's fine.
I just want to be clear. I'm never watching that.
I only brought that up.
I want to be clear. No, I didn't see it. I did not watch the interview with the thoughts of George Floyd's brother, and I'm not watching that. I want you to know, I want to be clear. I'm never watching that shit. Why? Why is there something like you're never gonna watch that because you don't even want to let it enter your consciousness because you can't dismiss that. You want to not watch it so that you can completely disregard the real life feelings and thoughts. I'm so disappointed.
But you told me I'm not going to go back and go look at that interview.
He's a fan.
Just make it clear. So you understand what I do with my time. Like, I'm never doing that. Okay, go ahead.
I just asked because
his time, what he does with his time, you know what I'm saying? His time is too precious to listen to the words of George Floyd's brother talk about what he thinks about white supremacists making jokes about his brother's murder. That's what Kevin Hart's time is too precious for.
He's a fan of you. He saw the joke and it picked up pretty big. So I didn't know if you saw it, but he basically said, like, as a fan of you and knowing that you came to the funeral to support his family, even though it's a roast and Tony, that's what he does, they expected you to kind of be the person that would like stop it right in the moment or just not allow for certain things to happen.
And he also said he wanted you to come harder. He said, if they're going to joke, why you didn't come harder with your own?
They talked about my dead mom and my dead dad. Said that they were running a train on my mom and that was hilarious, right?
That was crazy. Yeah, that was Regina killed that.
Right?
Oh, wait, you probably should say killed that.
The jokes about Kevin was on a slave ship in a bottle with like the ship in the bottle. Like, I'm going to appreciate humor. I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. I get it, right?
I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. They could make jokes. All I'm hearing is you could make jokes about my dad, mommy, my dad, daddy, the slaves, George Floyd. It don't matter what you talk about. As long as my check clear, I don't give a That's all I'm hearing from Kevin Hart is that there is no line that can't be crossed in the name of humor. And that's crazy. Listen, I understand what it is to be a creative and I understand what it is to have a different perspective and a different appreciation for a craft and an art form that you lend. So you lend more credence to that than just you. I understand him approaching this as I'm not just a black man, I'm a comedian. But I feel like it's what happens when you worship money.
It's my production. We're live. You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke.
See, this is the thing. I understand. Listen, I do get it being ridiculous that people expect. But when you're in entertainment and you're producing shit, you're trying to get people to see it. At the end of the day, I have an understanding of this from a smaller perspective of like producing Olay and Friends. It's like motherfuckers in the comments, Olay and Friends, quite literally, 99% of the audience is more concerned about policing who's on the show, who's not on the show, who should be on the show, who shouldn't be on the show.
Baby Taylor Swift, now drop him in the toilet.
Then they give a about any topic. The vast majority of any comment section on any episode is just policing the people who's there. It is just the people who watch that show watch it so that they can play backdoor producer and that they can determine, who should be there, who should be this, who should whatever. They treat it like a guest list for them to gatekeep. And the way they try to produce this, they'll tell you they always trying to produce the most comfortable thing to them, right? And the thing that they find most comfortable is most times not what they watch. I've produced a million Ole and Friends episodes where you bending over backwards, twisting yourself to do what these people claim they want, who they only want there, who they don't want there. They don't watch that shit. All that shit be flops. They don't watch it. What they tell you to make versus what actually moves the needle, what actually gets the conversation with all this. I understand that. I understand the frustration of a bunch of people who don't understand, like, at the end of the day, this is what we're engaging. Like, the fact that everybody's so mad, everybody even talking about it, thinking about it, whatever, like, that is what was that's what made it a successful broadcast. I understand the frustration as a creator, having people literally try to tell you that you should change about the production, what is there to make it compelling, or what's there to create the controversy. Like, that friction is what's necessary, right? And I understand the ridiculousness of when people expect you to do stupid shit in the middle of your live show. Like, I can think about the amount of times people expected me on that episode, Ole and Friends, the Laverne Cox episode, when they expect me to pick up and if you had seen the most ridiculous things people saying, oh my God, you should have stopped the recording right there.
Zach, stop.
Kick such and such out and da-da-da and all this stupid shit. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a show. The are you talking about? Like, in what world do you actually think I'm gonna get up now and make a scene and curse this person out and throw this person off and do this and all this dumb shit that people be doing because they watch your thing, not as a show, not as this is entertainment, this is all crafted, this is all fiction, this is all a show being put together for entertainment, for views, for this is the next thing or whatever, and they start policing it like this they personal living room and it's their own hangout of what friends they want to hang out and all kind of stupid silly shit, and they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about or anything to do with production. I get it. I understand. It is stupid and ridiculous to think Kevin Hart was supposed to get up on the stage in the middle of this live production and blow up, and you wanted him to get up and slap Tony Hinchcliffe like he's Will Smith, just so he could end up banned from places and being shit on by not just white people but black people too, right? So I understand that. I didn't expect Kevin Hart to jump up and express a big problem with Tony Hinchcliffe or these racist jokes or something like that. I might have liked him giving a better reaction like what Regina Hall did. Regina Hall did what I said earlier, which is what I would have done and a lot of black people would have probably done if they found themselves in the position that Kevin Hart is like, I want my check, I'm here to do a job and get my money, but I am not going to be seen by my people as kikiing and laughing and doing the most. My head is not going to be cocked back and laughing at this racist shit. I'm going to sit there politely and just do just enough to get my money and go. I would have accepted that from Kevin Hart, and even just a silence about it. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, don't comment on it. Let people pick a pop, because to me it says something about his principles. Like, I'll put it to you this way. I've done lots of media stuff or whatever with people I don't like, or racist saying racist shit. Like, I don't need to point out who and what and whatever, but if you've been audience to my political career and have seen me do news and media, you've seen me talk to racists and this and the next thing and debate them and all this and the next and be polite and do whatever job you gotta do. Do you think I'd be online after people start rightfully kicking in those racist backs and stuff? Like, I might not be able to professionally jump in and click like and repost it or something, but you think I could jump in and lend my word to, like, why y'all so outraged about it? Let's move on. That's ridiculous. I understand his frustration as like, why? What do y'all expect me to do? I'm there to do a job. But it's kind of ridiculous that he's acting like the criticism in and of itself is completely unfair. Kevin's not just saying, my hands are tied. I didn't like this. I didn't like this either, but I'm there to do a job and I don't actually have the power to stop this and make a scene on it. But that's not what Kevin's saying. Kevin is saying, I'm not offended by it. This is what he does. This is humor. There's no problem. Everything should be expected. It's just humor. He actually had the best set. So Kevin is saying a bunch of things to you that goes way beyond just, I care about my money and my job and I'm not gonna up my money behind speaking up for my principles. Kevin is letting y'all know we do not share these principles. It's not just that I want to make sure I get paid, so I'm not gonna it up and rock the boat by saying what I really think, and what I really think is what y'all think too. No. Kevin is saying, I don't give a y'all mad, y'all think it was racist, y'all think it was problematic. I don't have any problem with it. I thought he had the best set. I don't care. Like, Kevin just basically is just giving a big Kanye shrug. Y'all, I don't give a this is a big you. I don't care. Like, this is a big you.
Come on, I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing of like, oh man, the motherfucker, they do this and they
why? I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes this big thing and this motherfucker. Do you understand that Tony Hinchcliffe, like, if Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in America, right? The influence given to that big bald dummy is huge. He is literally a big Trump supporter, and so are all these shitty Austin comics that he put on, chief of whom is Tony Hinchcliffe. It's not just just, oh, you have a problem, like we just saying it like a small thing. No, they're racist white supremacists.
You're a racist.
Who have serious influence and they are actually harmful. And letting those get more popular and continue to go unchecked and this isn't the next thing is a bad thing for everybody.
You're a fucking idiot.
Do you think Donald Trump calls Joe Rogan over to the White House to stand behind him when he does bogus executive orders and shit because his influence doesn't mean anything? Do you think Tony Hinchcliffe and them dick ride Donald Trump and hang out with Donald Trump and do shit and shit with Donald Trump for no reason? It's not just, oh, standing on the hill of this one little comment. No, he's a white supremacist. He's a racist all the time. And that should be addressed. I'm so disappointed in Kevin.
They're attacking the culture. It doesn't have to be that. It literally is either you're a fan of this level of content or you're not.
It doesn't have to be that they're attacking the culture. Either you're a fan of this level of content or it's not. It's like, I don't even understand what Kevin is talking about. They're attacking it. He's a racist, Kevin. He's a white supremacist spewing white supremacy. Whether or not he put LOL, haha, just kidding at the end, don't...
And if you're not a fan, then you don't watch it. My last note for all attached to this is very simple. Whatever the headlines or whatever the dialogue is, my rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm supposed to drag him off? I'm going to fight afterwards? You want to turn it into... That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand was to produce a successful roast, which I did. I also got the rebuttal. I also got to say shit at the end. What are we dealing with here?
You said he's like a different arguments. It's not just... He's like giving every argument he can think of, but all the arguments fundamentally boil down to not only is it not my job to get involved and to stop this or whatever, I also did not feel any desire to do that because I don't see anything wrong with it. This is comedy. Either you like it or not. This is what you expect. This is roast. This is on the table. This is fine. This is fine, ultimately. And I think it's one of those things, like, I hate to say this. I really hate to say it because this is very revealing about Kevin, like about the way he thinks. He wants it to be just like, oh, this don't mean anything bigger. It's either you like the roast or not, and we just like move on. And it's like, no, baby, you're exposing like a deeply, 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 deeply problematic anti-black thread. And it's not that you don't understand like that it's anti-blackness or why you don't give a you simply don't care. You don't care, and you refuse to hear why it's serious. Ah, Lord, I don't even want to watch it no more, yeah? Because like I say, this is not me saying that I now hate Kevin Hart or that I'm not gonna watch Kevin Hart's stand-ups or projects or anything. It's just, I'm so disappointed, man. I can't even listen to this shit no more. The comments say, yeah, these top comments are eating him up. His mentality, these are some of the top comments. His mentality is the main reason why the powers that be elevated him in the first place. He's the type that makes them feel comfortable. And as Kevin got his check, he doesn't give a damn about anything else. Black people, if you really pissed at him, stop supporting him. The best part about comedy and roast is that everybody means what they say. Kat was spot on when he talked about Kevin to his face, and that man was not joking one bit. They said to think Kevin would stand up for anything is crazy. They said his conversation showed us who you truly are. This is Olympic level tap dancing. That's fact. There's Olympic level goalpost shifting for true. Child, anyway, this is my video telling y'all that I finally watched this Kevin Hart roast and gave y'all my thoughts on this deeply, deeply sad, embarrassing, disappointing. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, congratulations! You've officially wandered into the Illuminati-verse. Now, before you get overwhelmed, let me explain where exactly you've landed, because apparently one YouTube channel was not enough for me. If you're looking for my biggest productions, the kinds of videos that require me to disappear into a cave for 6 weeks and emerge with an existential crisis, subscribe to Illuminati, my flagship channel, where you'll find my magnum opuses like If Pretty is a Privilege, Ugly is a Curse, How This Didn't Age Well Destroyed Media Literacy, How Men Become Aziz Ansari, Why Serial Killers Aren't Monsters, and so much more. If you're here because you love television, movies, and hearing me explain why everybody misunderstood your favorite character, subscribe to Illuminati Pop, my TV and film essay channel. That's where you'll find fun deep dives on How I Met Your Mother, Sex and the City, Desperate Housewives, You, Euphoria, Insecure, Girlfriends, and more. And if you'd like to watch my videos uncensored, get early access, and support the channel directly, just join the Illuminati Pop Patreon. If you are looking for chaos and a good time, subscribe to Ole and Chill, where I unpack reality TV, TikTok drama, documentaries, chaos in internet, and whatever nonsense the internet has cooked up this week. If you'd like to watch me and some of my favorite Black creators and thinkers come together to discuss the culture, subscribe to Ole and Friends. If you're looking for shorter commentary on whatever the internet is currently spiraling about or whatever's on my mind, subscribe to Illuminati Bites. If you want to watch me and my bitch Kenny JD laugh, overshare, talk a little shit, and unpack the messiness of life, love, and the internet, and whatever foolishness we watching, subscribe to Ole and Kenny. If politics is more your thing and where you know me from, subscribe to Illuminati Politics for my State of the Union like addresses on O Squared. And if music is your thing and you want to hear what I think about the latest albums and what I'm getting into, subscribe to Illuminati Extras. Subscribe to whichever corners of the Illuminati verse speak to you, or subscribe to all of them and become a full-time resident. And while you're at it, you can follow me everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Twitter at Illuminati. You can also follow Illuminati Pop and Ole and Chill and Ole and Friends on social media so you never miss a thing. Welcome again to the Illuminati verse. Now go look around a little bit, make yourself at home.